Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Revize Interactive Forms webinar. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes to let everyone file in, and then we'll get started. Thank you. All right, it is 1:01, so I am going to go ahead and get started. Awesome. So your hosts for today's Interactive Forms webinar session are me, Hannah Shramsky, the marketing specialist, and we are so lucky to be joined by Judy Cunningham. She's a senior project manager here at Revize, and I have both of our emails listed here on the slide so you're able to contact us with any questions or any inquiries you may have about interactive forms or otherwise. A little bit of housekeeping before we dive in. The recording of today's webinar session will be available on the Revize website. That's revize.com under the webinars tab you see on the homepage. I hope to get it up either by the end of today or by the end of tomorrow. So you'll be able to share that with any colleagues that maybe couldn't make it to the live session or anyone who needs to watch this informational session about interactive forms in the future. Also, we will be doing a Q&A session at the end as per usual. So I'll just ask everyone to hold their questions until the very end of Judy's informational demo. And then we'll open up the floor. I'll ask everyone to drop their questions in the chat, and then we'll sort of moderate a Q&A, and Judy will share even more knowledge with us if there's any questions you still have after her demo. Be sure to follow us on social media and sign up for our newsletter. This is where all communications and announcements come out about future conferences we're coming to, new products we're launching, new websites we've recently launched, all of that good stuff, any upcoming webinars. So be sure to scan that QR code you see on your screen. It'll take you to our company Linktree, where you can follow us on all different social media platforms, check out our blog, check out other webinars we've done recently. So just a great way to stay connected with the Revize team. A little bit about Revize, if you're new to us, we've been around for over 25 years, and over that time, we've developed a really talented and diverse team. We specialize in beautiful, accessible, and functional web design and web applications for local government entities. We're headquartered in Troy, Michigan, which is the Metro Detroit area, but we are proud to serve government agencies all across the United States. Just a little reminder of some client services that we offer. We do an ADA scan and fix service, and this is just a scan that we'll do to ensure that your website does not have any WCAG issues, and if any issues do come up, we will remediate them for you. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out for more information about that as we approach the ADA compliance deadlines. We also offer .gov consulting services to help you make the switch from .com or .org to .gov, which helps you abide by state and federal .gov mandates and just sort of ensure legitimacy and enhance your security. We also offer a mobile app. If any of our clients would like to deploy a mobile app function, you could do that for sure anytime with us. And we also have a brand new product coming out, the Revize ADA Toolbar. And this has an asterisk because it can integrate with any website platform. So if we have any friends on the webinar today who do not have a Revize website, but you're interested in learning more about our new ADA Toolbar, it can integrate with any platform. And it offers, a lot of accessibility services that an accessibility widget would offer. So just some good stuff to keep in mind. And let's talk a little bit about some benefits of custom online forms for your local government website, similar to an interactive form. It can help streamline public services. So custom forms can allow residents to fill out forms in browser and apply for permits, licenses, and employment. Any applications that need to happen can happen online in browser, which reduces the need for in-person visits and phone calls and can improve your service delivery as a local government agency. Some other benefits are that it can improve accessibility and convenience. Residents can complete forms literally anytime. They're available 24/7 on your website from any device because we specialize in mobile-friendly design, and then it mitigates the need to travel to government offices physically. So it just ensures broader access to services, especially for those who live with mobility constraints or who have time constraints. as many of us do. It also enables tailored data collection, which can help governments collect information they need for specific services they want to provide. It can help inform budget planning, staffing, policy updates, which helps governments then respond more proactively to community needs when they can, get these responses directly from their community. Couple more benefits here. It also can reduce paperwork and administrative overhead. So these digital forms can eliminate manual data entry and minimize lost or incomplete applications, which is great. And it can strengthen community engagement. So these well-designed interactive forms are inclusive, user-friendly. They encourage more participation in civic activities, and they allow for quick public feedback on services or projects. So just a good way to stay engaged with your residents and show that you care and build a strong connection with your citizens. All right, and please do be sure to join us next time. We have a couple webinars coming up. The Revize Public Service Request webinar. This is another one of our external apps. This will be on Thursday, November 13th at 1 p.m. And Thomas Jean will be back joining us to help me co-host that webinar. If you want to learn more about our public service request system, that's pictured here on the screen. And then for clients, we have another CMS refresher webinar in late November. So Thursday, November 20th at 1 p.m. We'll be joined by Angelique Spires. She's another project manager at Revize, and we'll be covering all things WebGen, which is a ready-made website that we generate from a choice of a ready-made layout. So if any of you on the call today are WebGen Revize clients, this could be something that you'd like to note in your calendar. And just a reminder, all of the communications and registration links and things of that nature will come out via the Revize newsletter for these webinars. So you don't have to remember these dates or anything as long as you're signed up for the Revize newsletter. Wonderful. Thank you all for listening to me here for a couple minutes. And I am now going to pass it off to Judy so she can lead us through an informational live demo of Revize interactive forms. Thank you, everyone.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am going to share my screen. I'm also going to turn my video off because it's distracting to me. So I'm going to turn my video off during this and share my screen. Okay, Hannah, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'm assuming everybody else can.
Yes, we're all good.
Okay, so the interactive forms, as Hannah has already explained, is a really good way to help cut down on time and just make things run a whole lot smoother. This is a external app, so it is totally separate from your website. So that's important to know because your current website, you have a set of users, admins and editors. This app could be totally separate. So it could be a totally different set of users. They could have a different login, different password, etc. So until you actually link or embed a form onto this site, which I'll show you how to do that, it is not any way connected to your site. So I've created a Revize training kind of, mock account here, and we've named it Troy because Revize is in Troy. So I'm going to first go over the users, how to create a user and the different roles, and then we'll talk about departments. You won't see clients because I'm logged in as a super user. Then we'll go over the reporting structure and then how to create a form. So again, I'm logged in as a super user, so you're seeing all these super user people. You will only see on your account the ones that are pertain to you alone. So when you create a new user, and I do encourage you to work from the right to the left, so create all of your users first, and then add your departments, and then create the forms that will live in the different departments. So if we create a user, first name, last name, pretty easy. You will see 4 different roles. You won't see super user, that's not going to be an option. The admin role have rights to see everything. They can see every form, every department, they can create forms, they can do it all. A department admin has the same rights, but it would be specific to a department that they're assigned to. So if they're assigned to the HR department, for example, they would only be able to respond and create forms for that department only. Now, the difference between a user and a department admin, users have the same rights as the department admin, except they cannot create any forms. So they could be assigned to HR, they can respond to forms, but they can't create any forms. And then a guest can only look at information. Maybe you need somebody to just look at content, not necessarily do any responding or creating of forms, then guest would be a good role for them. So 4 different roles to choose from when you create a user. And then you want to put their email, whatever email address they're going to be using, and then a password and confirm the password. And it'll say, create new user here. Just create a user. All right, so that's it for users, pretty straightforward. So for the departments, so we've got one department created here. I'm going to create another one for an example. So we're going to create a department. Let's call it Human Resources. Now the email from field, every time you create a new department, it's going to ask you for an email from field. We suggest you use no reply at revize.com. Now you can certainly use one of your city or county's, village email addresses. The challenge is we get a lot of tickets that come in where emails are not going through. So a lot of times it has to do with something on your end, some kind of spam filter or firewall, something blocking those emails from going through. So just using no reply at Revize on all the departments helps cut down on that, just makes it real simple. Now your users here are going to be listed on the left. So whatever people you have added as users, and again, you would do those first, they're going to show here on the left. And then by clicking their name, I am assigning them to this department. So technically, if somebody is an admin, they don't need to be assigned to the department because they already have rights to see everything. But you might want to assign somebody to a department, even if they're an admin, if you want them to be part of the escalation policy. And we'll go over that in a minute, but that's really just somebody wants to get an email every time there's a new submission for this department. So whether they want to be part of the escalation policy and receive those emails when there's a new submission, or they're not an admin and you want to assign them to the department, then you pop them over here to this right box. And then once they're there, you can just click create department. Before I do that, I want to show you over here for the escalation policy, those emails that come through every time there's a new form submitted. Maybe you don't want to get them on the weekends or on Christmas Day. You don't want it to ruin your day off or after hours at midnight when somebody submits it. You can choose to skip and then they will come the following business day. So this is totally optional. If you do skip holidays, once you create the department, then you do have to take it one step further and go to holidays. And you have to tell the system what holidays you want to skip. So kind of a bummer, but you do have to do it annually and you do have to do it per department. But it's totally optional whether you do it at all. So if you don't mind getting those emails, you're not going to let it ruin your vacation or your weekend, then don't worry about it. Okay, so once we've created the department, now we can go to policy and we can see who is in the escalation policy. Let me go to the other one here. Okay, so because I moved Denise and Kristen from that left box to the right box within this department, now their names are showing up here. If you say, well, Sally Sue's not here. Where's Sally Sue? It's one of two things. Either one, Sally Sue is not a user yet, so you've got to add her first. Or two, you didn't move her from that left box to the right box. So once you've done that, then we can just drag their names over here. So we're telling the system by doing this and updating the policy that Denise is going to automatically get an email every time there's a new submission for a form in this department. 8 hours after she gets it, then Kristen's going to get it. Kristen's hours and minutes are irrelevant because there's no third person. So the hours and time and minutes are for the following person. Maybe you want Kristen to get it right away. So we could say, we could change this to 2 minutes. So 2 minutes after Denise automatically gets it, then Christian's going to get it. And then you can update policy. Totally optional whether you use the escalation policy or not, but it's a really nice reminder. You do get an email saying there's been a new submission. The email is very vague. There's not a lot of information on it. In fact, I can show you right here. So when the submitter, the person who submits the form, once they click submit, they're going to get this message back. And it's a little hard to read, but it says, "Thank you, your submission has been received, and we'll be back with you shortly." Whatever that says, I can't even read it. It's so small. So they get that, and then it kind of populates to a new open, blank application. But it's telling them that what they had submitted is submitted. And then they also get this email saying that this is their submission was successfully received. So they will get an email. The person in the escalation policy, they will get this email every time there's a new submission. A new submission has been received, and they can click on this email and log into the app and view it. The form is not in the email. It's not showing the whole entire form on the email. That would be a violation of privacy. So that's why it's literally just a link that you have to click on to log into the app to view it first. So right now, Denise and Kristen are the ones that are going to get those. And then you would just click update policy. And those can be easily maneuvered. If you want, maybe Denise is going on vacation, you can move Kristen up to here. Now she's the one getting them, change her hours and minutes, update the policy. Very nice for people that are going on vacation. So the other thing within each department are these emails. So these emails are already set up by Revize. We've populated them all. They're automated emails and they're based on triggers. So for example, somebody comes to your site, they fill out a job application and they click submit. That is considered a new submission from the public. So that will trigger this message back to them. Your submission was successfully received. You can follow the link above to view the submission. Now these emails can be edited. You can click on edit for this email. And you could change this verbiage if you wanted to. We suggest you leave it just like it is. And the reason being is that, remember, these are department specific, not form specific. So if there's 10 forms in the Human Resources Department, all 10 of these forms are getting this same automated reply. So you don't want to say, "Thank you for submitting your job application," when this isn't a job application. There's 9 other forms that aren't job applications. So we suggest you keep it real generic, real general, so it can apply to all of those forms. You don't want to touch anything in these brackets or anything up here. This is all telling the system how to address it, what email to send it to, etc. So you only want to change the body of the email. But again, we really just encourage you to work with them as they are. And then later on, if you decide you need to change something, you can. But again, all these different triggers, maybe the department's changed the form, maybe the public updates it, or internally it's been updated. One colleague sends it to another colleague. All of these messages are going out and they're all automated. There's nothing you have to do. There are a few emails within each department that say none under the trigger column. So those are emails that are available when you respond, which I'll show you that in a minute. But when you respond to, say, a job application and they've been accepted, and you don't want to type out this long response that they've been accepted and here are their next steps, very time consuming, right? So you want to be able to just pick an email from a drop-down list of email. Congratulations, you've been accepted. So that's what these are, and it'll make more sense in a minute. But if I click on edit, again, this you will definitely want to change because you're not Joe Smith. So you can change the body of the email. Again, nothing in the brackets, these 3 brackets here in the body, and these up here, you don't want to touch any of that. But everything else you would want to edit and then update email. And then you're going to have your template for that particular one. So there's 4 within each department that you can do, and you can always add more or ask Revize to add you some more neat new email templates. All right, so, and then, if you want to edit the department, you just go back into edit. Again, you can move your users, change this information, change the name of the department, real easy. Okay, so that's it for the setting up apartments. So now we're gonna go into the report. So when somebody, again, whether or not you use that escalation policy and get that email saying that there's been a new submission, you can, whether you get that or not, you can just periodically log into this app and we give you the URL, it's up here for you, for your city or whatever, or, county. We'll give you that URL and you'll log into the app, enter your username, which will always be an email, and then your password. And then you can just go to reports and all submitted forms. And you're going to see everything that's come in real time. So then you can literally click on the most recent thing come in. If there was an attachment, which there is here, then they show right up here. So you can click those and download them, view them. You can look at what the submitter filled out. You can't edit any of this. It's all static information. But you can look at what the submitter filled out. And then down here is where you would respond. So this is a dog license. So let's say, okay, we're going to mark this as accepted. Maybe I'm going to type them a note. Thank you. Here is your, I'm not going to type it all out, but here is your 2026 dog license. I can attach it right here. Just click choose files. I can attach it right there. Now, if I'm sending this message back to the submitter, the person who submitted the form, then you want to check make post public. It's not sending it to the whole world or putting it on your website, but it is telling the system, send this back to the submitter and then click submit. If you're not sending this to the submitter, maybe you're just typing a note to a colleague and saying, please review this for acceptance. Then you don't want to check make post public, type your message, click submit. So check make post public if you're sending it back to the submitter. If it's internal correspondence, then don't check it and click submit. If this was that employment application we were talking about and they've been accepted and you don't want to type all that information right here that these are your next steps, you've been accepted, then here is that drop-down list of those emails. Those emails under each department that have none under the trigger column that you can customize, that's what these are right here. So you can pick the application accepted email, check make post public and click submit. No note needed here because they're going to get the email. And then as all these correspondences are going back and forth, you're going to see this thread of history. So it tells you who did what, who updated it, whether it was a public response, in other words, it went back to the submitter, or whether it was a private response, meaning it was internal. So you've got all the activity, all the history right here. These forms can be printed. You can save them as PDFs if you need to. The reports, you can go again to all submitted forms. You can, let me go back here for a second. So we've got five of these dog licenses. I could actually export this as a CSV file and look at it in an Excel spreadsheet if you need to look at the information that way. You can filter these in many ways. So say I only want to see dog licenses that are still open and click submit, and then it'll shorten the list and filter just those. So all those different criteria for ways of filtering by department or who it's assigned to get the information that you want. All righty, so I think that's about all for the reporting structure. So now I'm going to go to forms and show you how to create a form. So we're going to click on create form. And we're going to name it, let's just say this is an employment application. I'm going to copy that. And then you pick which department you want it to live in, human resources. The completion URL, if you want to send them to a page on your site explaining more about the employment process or any link, you can put the URL right here and it'll redirect them to that page once they click submit, but totally optional. A completion message, you don't need a completion message. You already have all of the automated replies. So you don't have to put anything here. I would always use CAPTCHA. It helps cut down on spam. And then create your form. So we've got a form called employment application. And you'll notice that both of the forms are inactive. I encourage you while you're creating your forms to keep them inactive. And that way nobody can link or embed the form on your site by mistake. Because what happens when we go back under properties and we make the form active, now this link and embed button becomes available. This is how you put the form on your site. So whether you have a Revize site or any site, again, because this is an external app, you can use this link or embed button to put the form on your site. So you would literally just left click link. You would go to your site, either create a new page or maybe highlight a word within some text on a page that says, click here to fill out an employment application. Normally I would ask right now, do y'all follow me? But you can't, you can't respond to me. So hopefully you all, are familiar with editing your site. You know how to create a page and paste an existing link for that page, or within the rich text editor, you can highlight a word, click here, and go to your link manager, right click, paste the existing link, and it'll link it to this form. So either way, you can link the form on the site, or you can embed it. So an example of embedding this, the form would be right here. So this form is actually embedded right on the page within the site. Not quite as clean on some devices when it's a really long form. It can be a little wonky on cell phones and things like that to embed because it's in the rich text editor, not actually in, they're not viewing it from the Forms app where it was created. So it's a little bit cleaner to go ahead and link it, but you can embed, shorter forms for sure. All right, so I'm going to go back under properties. I'm going to make it inactive again. Maybe this is an employment application for, police department, and you have another one that's real similar for another department. Once you create one, you can click copy and OK, and it'll make a duplicate. And then you can just go under properties and rename it employment application - police department, and go into build, make a few edits, and you've got a duplicate really easily. So that's a nice option. Okay, so we're going to go under build. Now, the first thing you want to do, I'm assuming most every form is going to have some kind of header. So the first thing you want to do is drag over this text box. And it's different than this text area and text field down here, because this has this toolbar. So whenever you see that toolbar, you know that this is a field that you type in as the creator of the form. So this is, let's see, yellow white employment application. So any place on the form that you have text or a heading or information, disclaimer, instructions, links, pictures, anything like that, you want to use this text box with this toolbar. And again, this is not a field that the submitter is going to be able to type in. You can actually put links in here. You can add images, add your logo, but you can do bullets, all of these different criteria here on this toolbar. So the next thing you want to do is pull in a bunch of rows. So your rows are basically your containers for these fields here. So let's say we want a date. I'm going to pull in a couple of text fields. And then I'm going to say we want phone and email. So because I pulled in 2 fields here, it splits it in half. And because I pulled in 3, it automatically splits it in thirds. But you can adjust this. Maybe I want the email to be a little bit wider, so I can go here and just adjust this column size slider. Now, text field, you're going to want to label it. So let's say we want their first name here. And then this one, we want their last name. Okay, I can't type and talk at the same time. Okay, we knew this would be a problem, Hannah. Okay, first name, last name. So you want to name your fields. Now, this is really, really, really important for this whole system to work and for the system to know what email address to send it back to. The first and last name, how to address things. So when it comes in your reports, you know who submitted the form. It was Jane Doe. It won't say just anonymous. There's 3 fields that you want to make required in primary on every form, assuming that you're asking for a name and not, maybe this isn't an anonymous police report or something, but assuming that you have name on the form, you want to make the first name required in primary. So making it required puts that little red asterisk here. So that just tells the system you have to fill out something in this field or the submitter's not going to be able to, they're going to get an error message. So not just required, but you're telling the system, this is the primary first name I want you to use. And then this is the last name, and we're keeping these as 2 separate fields, not full name. This is required, and this is the primary last name I want you to use. And then email, very, very important. Required, and this is the primary email on the form that I want you to use. So you've told the system, first name, last name, email, they're made required and primary. Other thing that's real important when building your forms, there are certain fields that are for certain functions. So in other words, date is date. You can see right here, it has a little, month, day, year. Phone is phone. File is file. If you need them to upload 2 files, then you need 2 of these. And then most important, email is email. So you don't want to use a text field and label it email and expect it to work the same, because it won't. So email is email, phone is phone, date is date, file is file. Now the difference between the checkbox and the radio and the select, your radio button is basically a yes or a no. Oh yeah, are you a US citizen? So that's a question. And you have the answer is either yes or no. So you're limiting them to pick one or the other. What gender is your dog, male or female? So they just want to pick one. If you want to display it horizontally, you can just click display inline and it'll change that. Of course, you can make it required if it is. The select gives you lots of options, but by default, they can only pick one. So maybe this is that employment application and you want to know, the label is what position are you applying for? And you have the different positions listed here and you want them to limit to just one. You can change this to allow multiple and then they can select more than one, but the checkbox does that. So not really necessary, but you could. But by default, they're only going to be able to pick one of the select. Whereas the checkbox is the lots of options and they can pick more than one. So maybe you have listed here, you want to know what their different skills are. And you have the different skills here, leadership, management, organization, technical, and you want them to be able to pick multiple boxes. So checkbox allows you to have lots of options. They can pick more than one. Select lots of options, but by default, they can only select one. And then the radio is a yes or no, either or. And then the text area, really the only time you want to use the text area is if you want them to type, more than one sentence. So, tell me more about your previous employer. And you can kind of, guess how many rows you think they need here, and you can adjust that. Don't worry if they go over with the text, it'll just scroll here on the right. And then the last thing, you can use a text field for a signature. So you can call it signature, make it required. And then you can put some help text here, by typing your name here, you're agreeing to the above terms and conditions, or that everything here is true to the best of your knowledge, whatever might apply, put some help text. And this is a legal binding e-signature. These rows can be copied very easily, deleted very easily. They can be rearranged. We can move things around and then we can preview it, look and see what it looks like, and then go back to edit or save. Now, one thing I want to show you is if you decide to integrate, if you want payments attached to these forms, you want to integrate Stripe, then you can let us know what Revise. And what will happen is, right now, when you first start out with the app, you will not have this option right here. But once we integrate with Stripe, then you have the option to make this a payment form. So once you click the payment form button, it turns it on. And then certain fields like the checkbox, the radios, the select, they now become pricing options. So you can now check has price. So you could say option one, maybe this is, for non-residents, or for residents, this is $10. And for non-residents would be your label, it's $20. So you can add prices. So if you are charging for something or, need to do that, then once you fill that out and the submitter has filled it out and clicked submit, it'll take them to Stripe to pay. So that is an option. What else? We can preview it, like I said. Oh, and then once we go back, let's see, we're gonna save it. Gonna save it. And then once we go back to properties and make it active, now the link and embed button becomes available where I can left click link and then copy it to the site. I can actually click on the form now and I could start to fill it out. So I could kind of test it, fill out the required fields, check I'm not a robot and click submit, and then it'll come in as a report and you'll be able to view it and see how everything works. So what else? I think I wanted to show you a couple other examples here. This was the example of an embedded form. This client has put their forms within a FAQ page. So that's something you could do. You could actually add them to a document center. You could do it like that. And then this one is just a link. I will click on it because I can only be logged into one client at a time on the Forms app. So it's going to give me an error message. But this is just a link. And then once you click on it, it would open up to a form that would look just like this. So I think that's about it, Hannah, if I haven't forgotten anything.
No, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Judy.
You're
And
welcome.
we are getting lots of questions in the chat if you feel like we're ready to move on to some Q&A.
Sure.
Okay, great. Thank you everyone so much for putting your questions in the chat. Hopefully we can answer all of these for you, and feel free to keep dropping questions as we go here, but I'm just going to start from the top, from the first ones that were asked. Okay, from Maroa Benjamin, the form has to be created in the Forms app in order to get the notification, correct?
Correct.
So, yes.
Mhm.
From Steph, what new features can we expect in the near future? If there's anything we're working on with Interactive Forms app.
I know that there's been a lot of requests for things like, I can't think of the term right now, but like when you click unbox and it says no, then it would take you to a different form or something else to fill. There's a term for that. I can't think of what it is, but so there's been a lot of talk about that, but I honestly don't know when that would happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And typically when we do any sort of updates or new features or anything of that sort, then I'm able to inform everyone through our newsletter. So just, I would say, subscribe to our newsletter so you can stay up on any new launches or features of that nature.
Mhm.
Would you consider linking the more user-friendly rather than embedding it for devices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just we it's a short form. Linking is more user-friendly, especially across all different kinds of devices.
Mhm.
From Amanda, to clarify, this isn't part of a Revize website, it's an additional purchase.
Correct. It is a separate purchase, a separate annual fee, and totally separate app. So you
Yep.
don't even have to have a Revize site, right?
Exactly. So whether you're a Revize client or not currently, you can purchase this app. And if you're interested, feel free to reach out to us, or if you're a Revize client, you can reach out to your sales rep. You can get another more in-depth demo if you'd like, or just learn about some pricing options if you're interested in learning more about purchasing the Interactive Forms app. Isabel is wondering, can you make uploading documents required?
Yes. Yes. So
Okay.
when you are, let's see, this one that we created. So say you need them to upload at least one file. My computer's frozen right now. When we click on these, remember that there was that little required checkbox. We just want to check the box and make it required.
Okay.
Just be careful, because maybe you require one, but not necessarily two, but they might have two, so don't necessarily make both of them required, if that makes sense. Or like
Okay.
a fax number. If maybe not everybody has a fax number, so you don't want to necessarily make a fax number field required.
Okay. Is the form an add-on or is it part of the website solution? Yes, it's an add-on.
Mhm.
Oh, yep. And there we have the required field.
Right.
Perfect. Okay, a question from Suhail. Would it be possible to restrict access to the form so that only invited individuals can view and submit it? For instance, during our annual application updates, we'd like to send a direct link to the form to specific individuals, ensuring that only those invited can access and complete it, not the general public.
Right. So then that would have to be a separate email you would send them, and instead of having it on the website where everybody sees it.
So it
So
is possible to restrict access to the form so only invited individuals can view and submit it.
yes, if it's outside of the website, you'd have to do separate email, I would say, separate email to send them the link
Okay,
to the form. Mhm. Yeah, anything on the site, everybody's gonna see it. So if
yeah,
you want it to be, private, then you want to send them an email, excuse me, with the link.
okay. Where are the files that are uploaded stored? Is the location secure and can the files be deleted once they have been received by the recipient?
So you can't look at the files separate, they're within each form. So here we go to reports, and we saw this submitted form for this dog license. So the two files that came with that are right here. Now you can download these and put them on your computer and save them somewhere, but there's not a way to view all of the files together from all the forms. They're on each individual form.
Okay.
Does that make sense what they're asking?
And can they be deleted once they've been received by the recipient?
Yes, so your forms are here forever until you delete them. But just know, once they're deleted, they're gone for good. We can't get them back. So you may want to save them as PDFs, on your computer or something like that. But they are here forever unless you delete them.
Okay. Um, we have one asking, tell me more about Stripe.
So Stripe is a third-party vendor. They're the only ones that we use for this app, just for convenience and because they were just, the safest, and they change so many things all the time with these different vendors. It was just easier to stay with one. So we use Stripe. That's the only one we integrate with. So we send you all the information through the customer portal, and you have to set up an account. And then once you set up a Stripe account, we ask for certain keys, and you give us those keys, and then we can integrate it and get that little toggle button on the form.
Okay. And that probably answers the following two questions from Donna and Megan. Are there other APIs you work with besides Stripe? And do you work with Zift by chance instead of Stripe? No, we only work with Stripe, it sounds like.
Yes, and you could definitely use another payment vendor. It just would not be integrated seamlessly with this. So you would have to keep track of it manually, separate from the forms coming in.
Got it.
Mhm.
We have a question of how much. Please feel free to reach out to us directly for any pricing information. You can reach out to me, Judy, your sales rep, any Revize contact. You can fill out the contact us form on our website and we will get right back to you with pricing information.
Mhm. If you know who your salesman in that, they're the best ones to go to, but
Yeah,
'cause we'll be going to the salesman.
exactly. Yes, it will forward the request. Um, Judy's wondering, can you show us again on how to start the form? Just where we start it?
Start creating it.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so go under forms, then create form. You're gonna name your form, you're gonna select which department. Again, if you don't see a department here, it's because you haven't created a department yet. So once you create the department, it'll show up here. And then I would always use CAPTCHA. Yeah, these two are optional.
And then do you mind hitting create new form, Judy, just so we can show
Mhm.
that one more time?
Let me just call this something. So there's your new form.
And then from there, you can build it out further.
Click on build, and then when you're done building it, then you go under properties and make it active.
Yep. Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Megan says when you embed a form in the website and add a submission URL, it opens that URL in the embedded iframe, not in the full window. Will that be fixed or changed?
Read that again.
When you embed a form in the website and add a submission URL, it opens the URL in the embedded iframe, not in the full window.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe you can use a completion URL in an embedded form.
Okay.
You would have to link it. So when we say completion URL, we're talking about this right here. You want to redirect them to a page on your site after they click submit. That's not going to work if the form's embedded. Only if you link it.
Okay. Got it. And Megan, if you need any further assistance, please feel free to reach out to us so we could talk further about that. Christina is wondering, can the completion message bar be moved elsewhere? We've run into issues with people not seeing the message on a long form since it displays at the very top.
We had recently just somebody request that it be moved to the bottom of the form, and we did. So I'm not entirely sure if that was done for everybody or for just that one client. So if you're still seeing it at the top, just put in a ticket and we can definitely move it to the bottom.
Yeah, I bet it was just for that client, but yeah, Christina, if you'd like it to be moved somewhere else, yeah, like Judy said, just put in a ticket or contact us in any way and we can move that completion message for you.
And she's talking about this, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. Mhm.
Liz said, you said that logins are separate from the Revize platform. We already have a login for the site, a login for the support portal, and now a login for forms. Do you
Very
support
well.
SSO?
Yes, so unfortunately, 3 different platforms, 3 totally different things. Yes, 3 different logins.
Okay. Eileen, how do you subscribe to the newsletter? Okay, so if you go to revize.com, our company website, and you'll be taken to our homepage, you can scroll all the way to the bottom of the homepage. And on the bottom right-hand corner of the homepage of our website, you'll see a little submission box where it says like, tell me, it says a little phrase, but there's a submission box where you can put your email in and then you will be subscribed to the newsletter. So, oh yes, thank you, Judy.
You're welcome.
Revize.com, scroll to the bottom. Yes, receive great info and tips. And if you subscribe right there, you will be subscribed to our newsletter. So please feel free to do that. And she also is wondering, how do you access the Forms app? Is it available now? You would just have to reach out to us if you were interested in purchasing, and then it would be made available to you. Christina says, is there a way to schedule a form to close at a certain date or time?
No, you would just have to make it inactive. Then the link will no longer work. So you'd want to get rid of the link on the site or the embed.
So you would have to manually
Mhm.
do it yourself. So you couldn't schedule it to close at a certain time.
No.
Okay. Megan says, in reports, will there be an archive option eventually where submissions would no longer show in the full list without deleting the submission? I don't know if you've heard anything about a future archive option.
No, other than just, filtering for what you want and getting rid of the rest, that's about the only answer right now.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah,
a great idea and definitely something that we can
definitely,
consider for the future. That's a really good idea.
yes, good. I've heard that before, so hopefully they have that on their list.
Yeah, thank you, Megan. We'll definitely take that to our people. That's a great idea. Um, can you give us an example of when the escalation policies would be useful? If the submission is already handled by the first person, it feels like it may get confusing if the submissions get sent to multiple people.
Yes, and it can. So which one did I do? This one.
Which you don't have to use the escalation policy.
Right, you don't have to, and if it's a long time, so say this is 8 hours before it goes to the second person, and say Denise is taking care of it before that 8 hours is up, that stops the escalation, so it'll never go to the second person. So either one, it'll stop because the time has passed, or you just want to make them, enough time where you don't think the second person is going to get it unless it's absolutely necessary. But yeah, it's going to keep going however you set it up unless somebody acknowledges it.
So basically, it's helpful because if it accidentally slipped through the cracks and nobody got to it, then and only then it would move on after that decided time and be sent to the next person.
Right,
But if the first person got to it, it would not be sent regardless to the second
right.
person.
If they change the status from open to acknowledged or
Okay.
completed or whatever, it'll stop that escalation, right?
So yeah, if they do the proper process, the escalation policy would only be useful because the first person didn't get to it, which is how it's meant to function. So
Right. Or just have one person, if you don't want to
yeah,
worry.
or don't use it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you create a general inquiry form with options for what type of question, whether it be payment, programs, cancellation, etc., that then routes to the correct person in the department based on their selection?
No, I think you're talking about like our citizen request form, which is typically built in the rich text editor on the website. So everybody has the ability on the website to create a page and build a form right there within the page. That's just our basic form builder. And there you can create different departments and have emails associated with those departments. And then pick, I want this to go to HR, and it'll go to that specific email. But then it stops, that's all. It just goes to that person. There's no reporting, there's none of this other bells and whistles. But if that's all you need for it to go to a selected department in that email, then that would be the best way to go.
Okay.
Otherwise, you would have to create that form for each department, like employment application dash police department, and then employment application dash fire department, and then link those specific applications to those pages on the site. Does that make sense?
Okay. Liz is wondering, do you have any plans to make the public/private response options more visually distinct to prevent people from accidentally sending responses publicly when not intended? Additionally, if you did intend to send a public response and forgot to check the box, is there an easy way for that to be seen from a dashboard somewhere instead of having to open that individual form submission?
So
I
no,
guess,
go ahead.
would it be possible for a client to just decide that that looks more visually distinct, or is that something we
You're
can
talking
do?
about this right here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know of any plans to change that at all right now, so you do have to be very careful to not check it if you don't want it to go back to the public. What was the other part of the question?
if you intended to send a public response but then forgot to check the box, is there an easy way for that to be seen from a dashboard somewhere instead of opening the individual form submission and seeing, oh, I didn't check that?
Yeah, no, you'd have to open up the form and look at the reports.
Okay.
Or open the form and look at the history to see what was done. Say, oh, I sent it private by mistake, that was supposed to be public, and then just redo it.
And I guess my question to you, Judy. Do you know if it's possible if a client wanted that section to be more bold or distinct, could we do that? Or is that not possible? It just is what it is for the app.
It would be, normally these types of changes are across the board. So if we do it for
Okay.
one, it's done for everybody. So that would be something that the developers would have to decide to make that change.
Okay. Well, that's good feedback regardless for us
Mhm.
because I agree. I feel like that could be a little larger just so that people are able to remember the checking or the not checking or make sure things are going to the right place. So that's a great question.
Right.
Eileen is wondering how much is the feature? Again, just feel free to reach out to us and we will get pricing options for you. Can you clarify the difference between linked and embedded?
Okay, so if a form is linked, it will just look like this. This is a link to a form. It could be in a document center, it could be in a bulleted list, it could be in a numbers list, but it's just a link like any other link on your site. If it's embedded,
Could we click to it to show?
I would have to log into this.
Oh, okay.
I can only be logged into one at a time. Yeah, so if I was
Okay.
logged into Oswego, when I click on it, it would literally just open up to.
It would open up into the app to a
It
form.
would open right up like here, just
Mhm.
like that. It would open up to that form for them to fill out. And if it's embedded, it's actually on the page like this is. It's actually on the page within the site. And they can
So
fill it out. Mhm.
hopefully that makes sense. Embedded just means you can see the whole form right there on the web page. And
Right,
linked means you see a link, which you would click, and then it would take you into the actual interactive forms app where you would fill it out and
correct.
submit it. And again, linking your forms, we recommend, especially if it's a longer form, just because it's a little more user friendly. But both are options that you can utilize. And if you have a shorter form, embedding totally works too.
Mhm.
Cody's wondering, is there any future development thought of making the embedded forms cleaner or directly placed on the site rather than a separate scrolling box? I don't know if that's something that we've been talking about.
Not, not
I
that I know.
think yeah, I think we just recommend that you link them so that it is a better user experience for people filling out the forms.
Mhm.
But potentially that's great feedback.
And really, the document center to me is really the place to have those because they're documents, right? They're forms and documents. So if they have a document center on their site, and they can just put the link there, document center could say employment application, dog license application, and then they just click on those.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, another question about the future. Do you plan to change the file upload options at any point? So if, for example, someone has multiple photos to submit during a form submission, we don't need to add 6 to 10 upload sections on a form.
Not
So,
that I'm aware of right now, it's one per file.
okay, also good feedback, good for us to think about being able to.
Or they could maybe create a field for the submitter to put a link to Dropbox or something, maybe, just an option.
Okay,
Mhm.
good feedback. Megan is wondering, is there or will there be conditional logic? For example, if somebody selects other in
Mhm.
a list of options, it would show an additional field to ask what other means.
That's the word I was trying to remember. Additional,
Oh,
yep, yeah. We've talked about it several times, but I don't know when it would be coming out. Yes,
okay.
but I know it's on their radar.
Something we're already talking about and considering.
Mhm.
Um,
The one thing you could do is, you could have them put that redirect on that form to that other form. So if they did check yes, then it'll go right to the form and they click submit and they would know if they check no, that this does not apply.
okay. I see Tina's question. I missed the first part. Will this recording be available to view later? Yes, just a reminder, the recording of today's entire session will be up on the Revize website. So if you go to revize.com, the menu on the top of our page, there's a webinars button that you can click. Judy's showing us so kindly right here. So you'll see our previous webinars that we've held recently, and the top option will be this one as soon as I can upload it. So as soon as I get the recording downloaded and uploaded onto YouTube and onto the website, you'll be able to find this whenever you need it on the Revize website. So like I said before, it'll probably be by the end of today or more likely by the end of tomorrow. Okay, another one. Restricting access to the form just means not publishing it on the website, right? The link is still globally accessible. If anyone stumbles across it, then they could fill it out anyway. I think this is a follow-up to a previous question that we were talking about earlier.
Yes, if it's out there and they can click on it, fill it out, then they will.
Okay, yeah. Um,
Just something I thought about, and I meant to mention this during the training. You can also use this internally. So maybe internally you need maybe permission for vacation days. You can actually create a form for that and then just share that with internal colleagues and not put it on the site.
Okay. Is the submitted application easy to export to PDF? I might have missed that.
Yes, any of them can be saved as a PDF.
So
if I
we'll
go to
show that really
forms-
quick.
Oh, that's not what I want. Reports. Okay, so we got this dog license that just came in. You can print it or click print and then save as PDF.
Okay,
Mhm.
awesome. Megan says, if you accidentally delete your submissions, I know from experience that you can ask your Revize support team to restore them. So yes, we can do that for you.
Yes and no. I've heard
Accidents
both. I
happen.
think it depends on when it happened. If like right away,
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
But I have been told that once it's gone, it's gone. So I don't know if there's a time limit on that or if, yeah, just don't do it.
Yeah, try not to do it, but if it happens, just reach out to us immediately. Another question about Stripe. Explain what Stripe does in this process.
So Stripe, and I know I'm frozen for some reason. Once we integrate with Stripe, now this is payment form toggle button becomes available. So you can toggle it on or off depending on whether this form has pricing on it. And then when you toggle it on, then the checkbox, the radio, and the select, they now become pricing options where you can add pricing in. So option one, maybe this is dog license for, one dog is $10, two dogs is $20, three dogs is $30, etc. And then once they check the box, which one, applies to them and clicks submit, it'll take them to Stripe to pay.
Yep. So Stripe is just payment integration. And if you wanted to have forms that take payment, you could use Stripe that would seamlessly integrate with your interactive forms.
Correct.
Oh, another tidbit from Megan, the completion message change was probably me. So it could show at the top and the bottom of your forms, which that's really helpful to know. Donna is wondering, is Revize a private company? What else does the company do? Do we have other websites? So we build local government websites. So any local government agency, we design and host local government websites. So we have lots of municipal clients in the United States. And this is just one of our resident engagement apps that can integrate with any website platform. Eileen, do you have training for the current form builder? So maybe
Do you mean this forms app or the form builder within the site?
I'm assuming the form builder within the site.
Yes, they could reach out to Revize, and we'll have a trainer contact them.
Okay. Could make post public be retitled to something like send message to client?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be client, it'd be the submitter, or resident. It's possible, but again, that would be something that would be up to the development team to make that change. I know that's been I've even said that before, it needs to be renamed.
Okay, so again, good feedback that we can relay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my video's
Oh, no, that's totally fine.
is not coming back on for some reason. I was trying to unfreeze and now it's just not coming back on.
Oh, that's totally fine. I only see a couple more questions anyway. Um, Bruce is wondering, is this being used by municipalities for zoning and building permits, which may be more complicated?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
any kind of permit. If you'd like to see examples, Bruce, you feel free to reach out to me or Judy or whoever. Contact Revize, and we could send you examples as well that you could check out. And another note from Liz, it's only internal until somebody submits a request and gets the link from someone's email. So yeah, to clarify with the question we were talking about for the internal link, like restricting access to only people that you'd like to have the application or whatever, I would be careful with that because it doesn't seem like it's possible for us to actually restrict the form. It just, you could selectively share the link to the form. But then if anyone else got access to that link, then they could access the interactive form. So just something to be careful with. I don't see any more questions in the chat. I'll give it like a couple, like a 20 seconds or whatever to see if we get anything else before we shut down for the day. But in the meantime, thank you everyone so much for joining. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to join us for these webinars. So again, please do keep your eyes peeled for the registrations for the public service request webinar. And if you're a client already, the refresher webinar, both of those will be super helpful and really informative. The public service request app, if you have not seen a demo of it yet, is a really cool and helpful thing to have for your communities. So highly recommend you joining us for that. And thank you everyone for the really helpful feedback on the interactive forms app. I feel like everyone shared a lot of really good ideas. Good for us to hear feedback from our clients and people, a fresh set of eyes on it to improve it even further. So thank you everyone for the questions and the comments. Revise website as soon as I can get it up, definitely by the end of the week. And thank you so much, Judy, for joining us and sharing your knowledge. You were so helpful and so wonderful today. So thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you all.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And feel free to reach out if you'd like any more information on the app. So awesome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.